Welcome back to the Good Green Home Show with Rich and Shawna. I have an issue.
You've got lots of issues.
I always have issues, don't I? I am looking for small displays for my patio because when I have people over to have cocktails and have friends over, I want them to be able to see one another. And giant displays of annuals or perennials, they block the view.
Yeah, but if you got that, neighbor or family member over that you don't want to see, that's when the bigger plant is probably comes in handy to put in the middle of the table.
I'm putting a giant mum right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had enough of you.
Yeah. Be like, I don't know why this is here, but I'm sorry, I just can't talk to you now.
Exactly. But when you're talking small, the succulent seems to be the best small around. And here we have a whole display of super cool succulents. And look, it's in this
tabletop friendly is a phrase that I see thrown around, and it's on the box there. It says tabletop friendly.
It is tabletop friendly. And it is so small that if you had a dinner, you could put one of these in front of everyone's plate. It would be really cute.
Yeah, it's a good conversation starter because you could see that almost looks like a fake plant. It's got that the hard texture to it, but it's also got the soft, fuzzy. It's a great conversation starter.
So, Jim, do you like my fuzzy plant?
How about my spiky plant?
All right there. Super easy to grow because there is no heavy watering with the succulent. So you could have this set up all summer long.
Well, I love it. You know what else I love? Miniature gardens.
Okay. Well, we have all kinds of miniature gardens. We have a lot of new miniature plants that are coming out. And of course, we also have, this is a miniature plant here, but when you plant it in with a combination of plants, this almost looks like a little miniature tree.
Yeah, I think that's an Aurelia.
I love
it. And it will turn into a tree eventually unless you keep it in a smaller container and keep it trimmed down.
I like the baby size. Look, if you set it with here, let's set this out here so that the audience at home, what we're doing, if you're in radio land, is designing a little miniature setup on our table here.
Kind of goes along with the fairy garden idea that Katie Elzer-Peters talked about.
Exactly. Katie's wonderful. And fairy gardening is similar to this miniature concept where we're doing small things but have a really big impact.
So that's a cool, fun, easy way to decorate.
Absolutely. Now, I love the fairy garden that we have over here on the table. It's a little wider, but it's still low. So you could use it on any size table, I think.
You know what's cool about this? This is like Shauna's dream with everything being repurposed and reused. This box is made out of old pallet wood.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and actually we make these in our stores all the time, and then we fill them with soil and plant them up and do these miniature scenes. And people will like to take this. It's like a ready-made, take it, bring it home, put it on the patio. And what's cool about this one is a lot of these plants are good for the indoor, and they'll survive inside. So if you got enough space to put this down, you make your own little scene.
And you can move it in.
Here's what I really love to do with these, is you can actually change them through the seasons. So like at Christmas time, you put a little Christmas tree in here, and you put the little lights, and you do the whole thing, and then in the fall you put the little miniature pumpkin displays
for Halloween.
in there, and for Halloween.
Absolutely.
So you can change that throughout the seasons. It's a lot of fun, and it's a good, it's an activity you could do with the children.
If you're concerned about soil being exposed or shown in front of a table setting that you might have, a great filler is the Spanish moss or pebbles. And it kind of acts like a mulch where you cover over the soil so you can't see it as much. And it's really pretty also because it blends in with the plants.
You know what? This is kind of a cool thing to do. And there's a little tip and trick if you're not at a garden center that carries a small bag of, this is like miniaturized river rock. Go to your local pet store and where they sell fish tank, and you go to the fish tank gravel, and they will have smaller bags of gravel, because a lot of times you'll go to the garden center and the smallest bag that they'll have is a 50-pounder, and you're just trying to make this little miniature garden display, and now you got all this extra rock.
Look at your fairy. Your giant fairy is holding up the Spanish moss.
This is
He brought a giant fairy. It's huge.
You know what? Go big or go home. Even when you're talking miniature gardening.
Oh, Lord. I'm telling you, small is easy to do and it's easy to maintain if you use plants that are the succulent kind, like we were talking earlier. If you have a moisture loving plant, just be aware that you're going to have to water it a little more than you would the succulents. So consider miniature gardens. It's a good idea and it looks great on your patio, not only on your tables, but I've also lined the pathway with little tiny plants on the way into a party area. It's so cute.
At Home and Nursery. Think outside the box store.
Do you want to stop garden insects before they become a problem? Bonide All Seasons Horticultural Spray is your answer and will stop your garden insects before they hatch. Early spraying smothers most insect eggs left behind by last year's plant-destroying insects. Bonide's All Season Horticultural Spray Oil will destroy insect eggs in early spring and, if used throughout the season, will control all stages of insects. Bonide All Season Spray Oil is recommended for use on shade trees, fruit trees, shrubs, roses, and ornamental plants. Bonide All Seasons Horticultural Spray Oil is easy to use and an all-natural product that can be used all season long. Bonide products are family made in America. All Seasons Horticultural Spray Oil is available at your local hardware store, garden center, or farm feed store, or go to bonide.com for a retailer near you.